Pick a card, messages from the cosmos. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. Welcome to the selection and intention intention and selection portion of the reading. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. Happy to have you here. And if you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope that everyone receives exactly what it is that you are seeking. And if not, then at least I hope that y'all are amused. So let's get this little guy going. And we're going to do some sage just because. That's right. Today we are going to be selecting from the cosmic guidance. So we'll see what that is all about. These cards right here. And let's go ahead and do. I need 3 piles as per usual. So we're just going to see what comes up for you guys. Let's get 3 piles, starting with pile number 1 and 2 apparently. Okay. So manifestation. Let's get this on camera. What you desire is on its way. Pile number 2 is nature. Notice the harmony around you. And pile number 3. Let's see what we have for the lesson. Wisdom through mistakes. So take a moment to view your cards, your selection, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1. You have selected manifestation. So the first thing that I'm going to say is if you hear snoring, it's not me. It's my puppy dog. But you chose manifestation, and what you desire is on its way. Now the interesting part about that is during the initial shuffle, if you did not view the intention selection portion of it, the cards literally just jumped out. Pile 1 and 2, the indicator cards, leapt out together. So there could be a measure of impatience that you are feeling overall. And I would guess that maybe perhaps that's why you're led to this video. So we'll be using this card. And we'll be using also The Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krantz. And The Guardian of the Night Tarot by MJ McCullinane. Yep. Can't say it, but we're using it. So I'd like to know for pile number 1. Why is manifestation here, please, for pile 1? I'd like to know a little bit about what they want. Pile number 1, what are they trying to manifest? Why are they so impatient? I mean, talk to me about patience. I'm a Leo. We literally have 0 patience. And show me now. Okay, so you have reached a fork on the road. It is decision time in the world, and there is an ending. So I feel like perhaps what is getting you a little bit angst right now is that there's a need to make a choice, or you know that there has to be a choice that needs to be made very soon. I can't believe how loud he's snoring. And I feel like, I mean, look at all the beautiful colors on this right now. So when you make your choice, I feel like it's going to be the one that you have the most excitement about, right? Because typically that's what we are choosing. But there is going to be an ending. When you make a choice to open up one door, good grief, that one straight jumped out of the deck. Then the other door opens. And so you're putting to bed, you're closing out one chapter of your life, opening up a different one. And so I feel like this is a major thing for you. Now I'm going to say that with all this right here, it seems very complicated. It is very beautiful. I feel like you see all the pieces kind of coming together, but you don't have the whole picture, and that could be very frustrating, especially if you're type A personality. Not calling you out, pile number one, but simply just kind of going on my intuition right here. I do feel like there are a lot of dreams and then a lot of wands. These could be like comets, but these represent almost like wands to me. And I feel like you've been throwing these into the vortex as that lady, oh my gosh, as soon as I'm done with the reading, I'm going to remember her name. I can't remember her name for the life of me right now. If you remember, post in the comments if you feel like it. If not, that's fine too. But anyways, I feel like you're putting all this in the vortex. What you want is going into the vortex, and you're like, okay, vortex, when am I going to get what I want coming out of it? You're doing all of your manifestations. Maybe you're doing the 369 journaling, which is, writing down what it is that you are focused on or what you'd like to achieve. 3 times a day, and then during lunch 6 times, and at nighttime 9. So that would be something that perhaps you are focused on and intrigued about. But there's something that has to do with like the world and a closing out that is major. And it could be a cycle that you're just actually kind of done with, and you want that successful completion. You're like, okay, I want to know that this is totally done. Okay, that my graduation and my ability to select something different is totally warranted, and that I won't be drugged back into whatever this is. I feel like you're done with the old, out with the old, and with the new. But the interesting part about this almost looks like train tracks to me. And of course, if you, well, it could be at a distance if I tip it down, right? That perspective. But if we look at it currently, the way things are coming at across, it's like, well, that train is going to derail quickly. And I feel like you could be emotionally thinking and feeling, okay, my manifestation isn't here. Am I on the right track? Am I headed in the right direction? And when can I actually jump this this track to go into something different? And of course, we need something here to facilitate that. And with that, it's going to be an ending. This totally jumped out. So strength reverse. What is going on? Pile number one. Look at this beautiful card that jumped out at you, or jumped out for you, and it's completely reversed. So with the strength card, this could be Leo energy. But I'm going to say that you do have divine protection right here. You have a lot of strength, and I feel like you could be in a period of self-doubt right now. It's like, am I manifesting properly? Have I wasted my time? Have I wasted my time, energy, emotions, blood, sweat, and tears? Have I been talking on the side, out of the side of my neck and just not accomplishing anything? Is this all pie in the sky? With the strength card, I also feel like there's half of a sun being portrayed here. And it's like you've been able to see glimmers of what it is that you want, you desire, and where it is that you are headed, but not the full spectrum of how to get there. And maybe even perhaps you don't even know completely where it is that you're headed. And that could be part of the problem. This can induce a lack of self-confidence currently. And that's what I'm feeling from you. Okay, so, oh, don't even let me ask anything. Just jump, won't you? So we have the Queen of Cups right here. And what? We have the King of Pentacles. You have like 2, like, powerhouse people jumping out for you. And these could be people that are going to be helpful to you in some way, shape, and form. This could be an investor. With the King of Pentacles, this is not reading sex, but we are definitely reading energy right here. Somebody who is self-sufficient, who knows the value of a dollar, who can turn a dollar into 50 quite easily. They look for ways to kind of grow and evolve, and they think outside of the box, but they're very much salt of the earth. This is your very practical queen, and very much, I don't want to say quiet, but I feel like very queen, king, same, but very much like maybe perhaps overlooked. And I feel like this king also, when they do something, it could be very, like they're not going to be going out to dinner at a fancy place every night of the week, or even, even once a week, but there's definitely somebody who's going to splurge on themselves or on the person that they care for, and they're going to do quality over quantity. I had to think about that. Making sure I said it right. But so this could be an investor, somebody who's going to invest in you or in your cause. And the Queen of Cups, this can also be a different person. But I feel like this more indicates you. And I feel like you've had to go deep within, and there's a need to go deep within once again. And, these whales are pretty impressive because, as proven by SeaWorld, they could be taught different things, but also they're just extremely intelligent. And I feel like you have the ability to go really deep as far as other people are not able to travel that deep because it kind of freaks them out. And you could be labeled as a little bit like, wow, I don't think it was all that important. You, you really overthought that, or, my point is you're not going above the surface and thinking of surface layers. You look really deep at the issues, just like this whale is looking deep within the ocean. And I find, here with a cup right here, with the, Queen of Cups being depicted, I feel like you're looking at, okay, what gives me the emotional gratification, the emotional joy that I really want to experience? And I feel like that's what you're kind of asking yourself. And you might know part of the story as far as like what you want, but you don't know how that's going to manifest. And I'm lighting another incense here, but all of a sudden I wish it was like a sparkler. So I don't know if that speaks to you. If you like sparklers, those like 4th of July ones, or the ones that the kids use, but I obviously am pretty fond of them myself. And I'm just going to say that, there's a need to just kind of go within and explore and examine a little bit more about what it is that you're trying to manifest, and maybe get into the feeling of what it is that you want. And that could be part of the motivation, is like you're not feeling a lot of confidence right now. And so therefore, if you can't back it up by like emotion, and they say that, picturing what it is with like zeal and joy and like, ooh, and I feel so comfortable in this vehicle and it has a butt warming feature. I don't know. But whatever it is that your thing is that you're trying to manifest, right? If you want to manifest some really great friendships that you can really confide in and rely upon, and people that are actually going to be really trustworthy, think about how that would feel to have those people surrounding you, and how you would just feel safe and you would feel heard and seen, maybe. So, and so on and so forth. But this lack of confidence, I feel like, is interesting. I'm hearing it at all-time high. Something served, to rock your confidence in the way that you know it to be. So I feel like you could have been derailed currently, and most of it has to do with, because there's been a time delay, it's really taken a hit on your self-confidence. Your self-confidence taken a hit. The number 1001 can have some special meaning to you. But next I have the Four of Pentacles right here. I feel like you're not really saying anything to anyone about this. And once again, this is like looking below the surface. This seems like this little fox right here is just kind of checking out all the bunnies, and it's like, which one do I want? But this is about taking things and keeping them to yourself. So I don't feel like you're telling anybody, hey world, I'm feeling really a lack of self-confidence right now. My manifestation hasn't come. I've been working really hard. I've been diligent. I've been studying. I've been reading, and I've been focused, but nothing, nada, or at least not to the degree that you would want. And the clarity is lacking. So I feel like you're keeping that to yourself, your emotions to yourself. But the one thing that I will say is that you're kind of watching to see what is multiplying, right? With the bunnies. It's like, well, these bunnies multiply, but has my coin multiplied? And you're just keeping an eye on things. So here's the white rabbit. This could be you also kind of looking and going after like ideas and conspiracies, or following the white rabbit. Anything that has to do with like Alice in Wonderland comes to mind. But mostly I just feel like you're looking deep within, even here at like roots, and these are like thorns. So you're looking below the surface to see what is going to yield a benefit to you, and what is going to get you into that emotional gratification type of a place, your manifestation itself. So let's see what else we have here. I'm all keeping false promises. Yeah, we're going to do a short read. Pile number 1, you know how this goes anyways. More information on this. What exactly are they wanting? If we can get a little bit more information on this. Wow. The Eight of Swords. You want... I feel like this is, okay, you're a little bit trapped in your head right now, and you definitely want clarity. You want to be able to make an executive decision, a decisive decision, and make it concisely. You don't want to mess around. You want all the information, all the blueprints. I heard all the negative space to be filled. You want everything to kind of go X, Y, Z in order for you to be able to make a decision and execute that. And that has not been the case thus far. and it has you trapped in your mind. But what you don't see is that you need to allow a little bit more time to go by, because right now things, I would say, are, look at the cycles. I mean, things are marinating. The universe also is wanting to give you, because it says right here, your desire is on its way. I'm going to shut this window because it's cold. What's up? Hopefully I don't knock everything over. Okay, so, but definitely, like, it is right here for you. So I feel like you just need to hang in there a little bit. If you are involved in a passion project and it really hasn't panned out exactly what you thought, and you've given it, your shot, and maybe perhaps people around you are not super encouraging, or there's just not much going on the surface, I'm just here to reassure you that below the surface, just the same way that this fox is looking below the surface and this Queen of Cups is as well, that down deep, things are in motion and things are moving even though you don't see them. So give it a little bit and try not to get too trapped in your mind. In the meantime, while it's starting to manifest, you can actually work on your strength and make that in the upright, having more confidence in yourself, confidence in the universe. And I really think about what you desire is on its way, and what you desire is something that the universe needs, like the world needs, okay? Look, you saw that. So this is strength in the upright. And this is what we're talking about. It all has to do with, you're super strong. We know that. And sometimes I hate being told that. It's actually really quite annoying and a pet peeve. But besides my own issues, we have the heart right here. And this is, Portal of Mouse is really quite brave to be standing in the face of the snake right now, especially if the snake has not eaten and is hungry. So I'm just going to say that you might be standing in the face of adversity, and people could be, like the snake has his chin all the way up in the air, or its snout. I don't know what it's really called, but it could be that people have their noses up in the air about what it is that you dream about. Maybe you want to build like a different railroad, or you want to design, I don't know, box trucks, or you are somebody who, designs or manufactures things. I don't know what it is that you're trying to manifest, but I'm going to say that it might take a little bit, and you definitely have no support around you. That's for sure. So your heart is right here, and it's like right below the surface. And I feel like people can see what it is that you want, but there's nothing like, oh, wow, you're doing a great job. Or I kind of noticed that, this isn't my thing, but I know that you've been working at this so hard, and that's actually really cool. And I know it looks kind of slow, but I'm rooting for you. Keep it up. Or there's no one around you doing that for you. So, yeah, you could be staring at the snake like dead in the eye and just feeling like literally everything is a dead end for you. And that's what this is feeling. But that is going to change shortly. I still don't understand what it is that you guys want, because manifestation, we know we're reading for a couple of different people here. 7 of Wands. Well, whatever it is that you want, you need to really guard against people that want to come at you. And that's part of the reason why this has been delayed. I feel like you need to get your strength, because it came up twice and it's telling us different things about the strength that you currently have. You need to get stronger before you can proceed and receive this manifestation, because you will be having people coming at you, okay? Coming towards you, trying to challenge whatever it is that you have, whatever it is that you're making or presenting to the world. But thing is that you are on top, and look at, I don't know if these are gators or crocodiles or what, but I'm not messing with any of them. And all these little guppy gators are challenging the big daddy one. And I feel like that represents you. So once you find your confidence and know that what it is that you have to offer the world is actually worthy, I think that things are going to change radically for you. I'm looking at the lotus right here, and the lotus are born out of mud. Without mud, you won't have the lotus. It's an incredibly beautiful bloom. So in spite of all the challenges, the hardships, and I feel like the iciness around you, I didn't even notice this. Check this out. I feel like you have a certain glow about you. I feel like people understand and see that you're different, you're special, that you are in a lot of ways, like set apart, set aside, and divinely protected. But I don't think that you see that about yourself, number one. I think you feel protected at times, but this mouse is totally glowing and it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I feel like that's how people are looking at the situation. So fear not, you actually, whatever this is, I don't have clarity on that. Try one more time. Spirit's like, nope, nope. But Ace of Swords. So this is clarity. This is gaining clarity. And then you have, I love bats too. The lovely bats here. So this is like the sword of truth, wisdom. This is divine calling to getting to the nitty gritty and seeing everything for what it really is. And I think that that's where you are headed. We have the laurel here that simulates the end of the world, the wreath in the world, where usually the girl is stepping through it. But with the snake thing, I think that you have shed a lot of different skins, right? In order to reach the place that you are currently at. So right now, I think that just simply gaining clarity, gaining a higher perspective. And I think that, I forget what these are called. I just even looked it up and my brain retains like 0 at this point in time in my life. But it's not sonar, because sonar's like below water. That would be the whale doing that. But this is like, you know, when they click and things echo and they can use sound to identify like what's in the way or what's around or how far away. Chihuahua. Well, yeah, that thing. So I feel like you are putting it out to the universe, you're getting higher perspective, and you can feel like things are coming or things are like around you that are going to really help you elevate, but you haven't been able to quite nail it down. Now I'm looking at this little grasshopper there, and I'm thinking of Jiminy Cricket and the story of Jiminy Cricket, which is quite interesting. But clouds are parting, you're gaining a lot of clarity on what needs to end in order for you to progress, and you are actually getting your wish, your desire, and what it is that you are manifesting. I feel like this is kind of a secret. It's a secret between spirit and you. So that's what I have. If you're liking this kind of reading, please do like, share, comment, subscribe. And once it's manifest, if you feel like coming back and like sharing, that'd be awesome. But if not, that's great. I'll see you next time. Much love to you. Namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Grisel with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. If you missed the intro, those of you new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you. And those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much as well. You chose nature. Notice the harmony around you. Now, I got to tell you, I'm a little bit irritated at myself because I kind of scuffed up my card, but that is not new because I'm a little bit rough with them. But nature. So I feel like there is a need for you to get into nature and just actually pause and observe. More than anything, I feel like there's a need for you to breathe. Like breathe deep from within, from like the bottom of your belly, not from shallow breathing like we tend to do. Especially when we're stressed. So breathing techniques should be very helpful at this point in time. But simply just sitting anywhere near water, sitting near trees, sitting by nature. Now, I happen to live somewhere that is incredible. It's got trees and they're so beautiful. And at the time of shooting this, the trees are just, you know, it's fall for us in the Western Hemisphere. And the leaves are just changing beautifully. But anytime I go outside, I'll be darned if those meat bees find me every single time. I think they think I'm a chunk of meat. I do not approve. But that's a rant. So get out in nature, provided you don't get attacked by any bees or any other little creatures. Pile 2. Oh. Jumpers, what's going on with you? Okay, we are taking these. 6 of Pentacles. Oh, and 5 of Pentacles. Why for so sad? Why for so sad, pile 2? And this could be talking a little bit about having an imbalance between the give and take in your life. And so perhaps this is saying that you feel iced out, left out in the cold. The Communing with nature card is towards the left. To me, that's always a past. And this rose is going to have to expend a lot of energy in order to grow taller to get out of this hole, because all of a sudden it appears like it's a hole to me, in order to reach some sunlight. And it's losing hope. It's losing its petals. I feel like you need more connection to earth. Don't forget that when we do wear shoes, I am not a barefoot person. Like, I don't like it. I don't like getting my feet dirty. TMI, but you're welcome. But grounding yourself walking around barefoot is going to be incredibly helpful at this point in time, if that's something that you can do. Yeah, any form of nature, putting your feet in grass, that's going to help you as well. But I feel, this is telling us that you've had a loss and you're looking towards a past and kind of wishing that you had something that other people have. And so this is being iced out, isolated, ghosted, receiving the cold shoulder. I heard non-disclosure. So maybe there are things that people are not sharing with you and you just feel left out and alone. But this, in fact, is actually a gift for you to really focus on you and the nature of things and the balance of things. And I'm going to say that even perhaps if you dare observe around you and not the situation that's actually actively making you sad right now, I feel like if you observe around you, you're going to start noticing that there's actually quite a bit of harmony, not only within nature, but in the environment that you're in, even if you're all by yourself. Now, I know that's kind of a radical idea, especially when we're mourning something or feeling kind of shunned. It really sucks. And I've also been there and done that. But I think that even drinking moon water, I heard, might be good for you. So if you know, you know. But making some moon water might be beneficial. Just communing with nature, watching the leaves fall or watching the blades of grass grow. Wherever it is that you're able to observe any type of nature would help. And even when I was living in Arizona, there are places where I had a really hard time with communing with nature, like the desert. I'm like, there's nothing here, but there are beautiful places there that you can kind of spend 5, 10, 15 minutes in. Yeah. So 10 of Cups, this could be a family situation that has left you alone. I heard irritated, alone and alienated. So you could be feeling irritated. You could be feeling shunned, left out. And the 10 of Cups, I feel like this is like your promise, happy wife, happy life, emotional gratification. But I feel like this is almost like a family situation. It's family of choice or family that's biological. Doesn't make a difference. I feel like you've been left out. With the 10 of Cups, you're like, well, nothing is emotionally gratifying. But this came up here, which I think is quite interesting because it's right below this 6 of Pentacles. And this is about observing. Do you notice how my voice cracked? This is about observing the give and take and the dynamic of give and take. And what does that look like for you? And are you expecting more because maybe people aren't willing to give you or, share with you whatever it is because you're feeling left out? But is it that you have expectation that's unrealistic or unrealistic for these people, right? Because not everybody can deliver what you expect. And we have to accept people with the love that they have, not the love that we expect or that we want or that we need. And I don't even know if this is about love. I'm just saying. Now, I had this flip over, well, it's bottom of the deck anyways. 10 of Pentacles, and I have 2 10s right here. So you could be nearing an ending. I'm going to take this too because it just came out. But the 10 of Pentacles, this definitely is a family affair, family thing, family business. But you could just be feeling like radically different. For whatever reason, this little bee looks very different from all the other ones to me when I look in the camera. And so you could be, of a lineage that you're like, well, I'm the same. How come they don't accept me? They don't love me. They don't laugh with me. They don't treat me the same. Everybody else has like this great experience with a family, and yet I'm shunned or I'm different or I am, maybe even some of you guys feel mocked, Yeah, Page of Pentacles. So this is a new beginning for you, and maybe you've been treading water and struggling financially for quite a bit, or struggling to find a balance. And maybe you have your tentacles into too many things. And I'm going to say that maybe perhaps you could be viewed as somebody who gets into other people's business. I'm just trying to be real with you. Don't hate me. But if you do, that's okay. So I feel like all this churning and like treading water, whatever this octopus is doing, right? It's kind of exalting this coin right here. But there's a lot of like tumultuous, I don't know, failing going on here, flailing. I mean, is there a need to bust out with all your tentacles and just, go crazy like that? And this octopus has like disrupted all the water. So I feel like there's a need for you to kind of self-reflect and look and see, because there's water being reflected here as well. Have you upset the apple cart? Have you, in your desire to get your needs met, really kind of overstepped boundaries some way, somehow? Have you gotten your fingers in all the pies to the point where it's like nobody else wants pie? They can't even eat it because your fingers were all up in there, right? And wouldn't it be better to allow the waters to be calm and for you to actually grab the coin that pertains to you or that is given to you, however you want to look at it, without causing this much drama and trauma and like emotional mess? I just feel like something about you could have gone about things in a way that really kind of upset people, and it caused people to kind of maybe shut you out, move in a different way, or move. These deer seem to be on the move. So that could be part of what's going on here. But getting yourself centered, I feel like, will really help you to balance yourself out in order to make a positive movement forward, okay? I'm not trying to talk down to you or anything, but I definitely see what's going on and what is the point of watching readings if people don't tell you the truth. Daughter of Cups right here. So this little fuzzy duckling is learning maybe how to be, is this even zooming? This is not zooming. How to navigate life, and they're, doing okay with their feathers. And maybe, because I keep hearing messy, maybe you've been messy with how you've handled things or people in your life, and especially family members, I feel. And maybe it's not been like, because the Daughter of Cups is only like a little babe. It's a little duckling. It's not a full swan yet. And so this also tells me that there's some immaturity or a lack of experience or a lack of care of how other people feel about what you put your hands into, what you stick your fingers into, or not staying in your lane. Things like that can really cause a problem. And if you can't get that under control, it's always going to be a problem. Now, I'm going to say that you've been here before. And if this isn't you, you can flip the script. This could be someone else. But I just saw 1010, but I feel like this is really like what it's come to. And I feel like it's time for you. If you're looking at all the stars are like really pointing the way here. Come this way. This is how you navigate. This is what you do. But there's no need to disturb all this water and allow all the other fish in the sea to know that you're kind of moving about. Because, I mean, this beautiful octopus is a page. It's a little baby, little bambino. And making all that racket within the water is going to cause predators to come your way. So I feel like if you kind of calm things down and just focus on one thing that pertains to you, I think that you'll have an easier go at it. Because right here, this little duckling is pedaling furiously with his little feet as well. And, I feel like that has a lot to do with, feet and movement and kind of, I don't know. I feel like if you're into other people's business too much, it's going to be a no. That's not going to work. Something is not right with all of making waves and causing, it's just a lot of work. And wouldn't it be nice just to be able to relax, sit back, and ask for what you need rather than struggle and fight for it all the time? And if it's given to you, that's great. And if it's not, you're asking the wrong people then, even if it is family. Show me what I need to see. I suspect everybody already clicked off this, and that's fine. But show me what I need to see. How can we fix this, please, for pile 2? Son of Wands. You need to find what it is that gives you the most excitement. And you need to channel that in a way that is personal to you and in a way that you can take care of alone. For example, if you're thinking that, well, I only wanted to involve the whole family in a family business, and I tried to kind of motivate people and it didn't go well, it's a possibility. Well, you need to kind of come up with your own idea or decide, well, this is for me, and extend an invite. Hey, family, if you guys want to join, this is what I'm doing, and I'm really excited about it. And if you don't want to throw in your lot with me, then that's fine too. But I just want to extend an invitation. You need to be very much like approaching Bambi with an open hand, because when you do that, you allow people to say yes or no. And people feel respected. And I don't know, I feel like you might get a lot more yeses than nos. But when you are orchestrating, working behind the scenes, manipulating into somebody's ear, trying to change your narrative or try and change other people's feelings and perspectives on somebody else, I mean, that's meddling, and that is drama, and it's a consequence of drama. I don't like it at all. What is it that is your passion, pile number 2? Because I feel like, oh, hello, let me get this. I feel like this could really turn around for you, but it's going to take you acknowledging that, I mean, nobody else's feet are in this water causing up all that stir. It's your own feet or tentacles. Okay, Queen of Swords. So this came up reverse. It was a jumper. So yeah, this is like not getting clarity, but this is speaking words carelessly. So I feel like you could be allowing your emotions to get in the way, and that is going to only cause more trouble. If you're looking to avoid more of what you currently have, I would definitely watch what it is that you're saying. Gain a perspective. That owl flying upside down is not really going to do so well, is it? And I feel like that's how you lose your crown. I feel like also the Queen of Swords reverse is a quintessential BIT. You know that word. And so I've been there, done that, by the way. I'm guilty of it too. But I'm just going to say that you need to get centered, get out in nature, because that's going to really kind of balance things out and really start focusing on what it is that you desire and what you can do, but not forcing everybody around you or manipulating situations. Yeah, because that will only cause a tower moment to happen. Now, you could be experiencing, this could be saying that I'm experiencing a tower moment, like I have no money and people are shunning me and I'm struggling and nobody sees me flailing. Is that how you say it? Failing, flailing, both. And I have like a lot of emotion, but nobody sees me and I have to kind of scream or screech high pitch in order to get any attention because everybody's like left me or abandoned me. That could be another thing that you're saying. But I'm here to say that with the tower, this came down for a reason. And so a lot of times we are building on a faulty foundation. And I'm going to say that this is probably the reason why all of it fell apart to begin with. If people start catching on that you have to have your fingers all in the pie, asking, all family members when they get paid or snooping around and what they're making and what are they doing. And I mean, you're not allowing people to give to you. You are a taker at this point, and that's what this is stating. So I feel like that's why this is coming down. You've got all of these clothes that are really incredibly beautiful, but they're pretty frosty and it really blocks a lot of your view. So even if you have the ability to fly higher and gain a higher perspective with these clouds, I feel like it's kind of difficult to do. But the tower's always going to fall down when you build on a faulty foundation. And I think that there's, some maturing. I feel like some counseling would be in order as well. That'd be helpful. And no judgment there. I'm all about counseling. Like, I feel like everybody can benefit from counseling. But this tower had no choice but to fall. I mean, these branches got really top heavy. They're dirty and dead and decayed. And it's time for it to come down so that maybe that tree has a better root system and a chance at really surviving and growing into something phenomenal and sturdy. So that's what I'm seeing. Any words of encouragement, please? I know that this may feel like sharp and not what you wanted to hear, but King of Pentacles, this can all change, but you need to be salt of the earth. You need to be, like with the King of Pentacles, people will actually come to King of Pentacles for sound advice, for a balanced observation, for their opinion. This is also the king that is closest, I'm going to say, well, closest to Mother Earth, Gaia, Pachamama, whatever you want to call it. And they're the salt of the earth. They don't put on airs and prideful and all that stuff. But this is somebody who is really rooted and has a strong sense of who they are, and they have an awareness, and they don't pretend to be any more or any less than who they are. So I feel like gaining more a sense of yourself. This is a King of Pentacles grown, but we have the Daughter of Cups, and then we have a page back here, which tells me that there has to be, you know, some reevaluating and some maturity, and maybe even some assistance. I've needed help myself to be able to pin down cycles, to be able to understand that what I was involved in wasn't beneficial, or maybe the way I was acting or my thinking wasn't really quite straight. And, you know, it's not to say that you're like doing everything wrong, but it is a cause to rethink things and look at it. Goes back to this very card that you chose, nature. Notice the harmony around you. And it's like, well, what is harmonious around me? The number 1818 can have a special meaning for you. But what is in harmony? Nature itself is in harmony. And yet there's so much going on emotionally with you. And I propose that you just get, you know, strip down, get naked between you and God and the river or whatever, and really strip it down and figure out what it is that's causing so much drama and trauma, because something is out of alignment in a severe way, and this needs to get back into harmony. So that's what I have for you, pile number 2. Much love to you. Namaste. Hi, Pile 3. My name is Grisel with Psychic MD. If you chose Pile 3, then you chose the lesson. The lesson, wisdom through mistakes. And boy, have I made many. So I am grateful that you're here. For those of you new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping in. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about the lessons. And a lot of times when I see this card, I think, woo, people are going to shy away. They're not going to want to hear it. And yeah, I get that too. But the first thing that I look at is this vase right here. And I'm looking at how it looks to me like it's been put back together after being cracked, right? And I think it was a Japanese method, but I just saw something on this the other day. Now I forgot again. But, you know, there is a way to be able to put back all of the dishes or a special cup or a vase like this, put it all back together, and they paint it with like gold, like real gold, in order to really like honor those imperfections within us. It's like symbolic, but just to say that you're just as beautiful and useful. Now, if it's being glued together, I guess it could still be used as a vase. It won't leak, but anyhow, you get the point, right? Pile number 3. Let's get a little bit more information here. Wisdom through mistakes. I'd like to know for pile number 3, what do I need to see? 2 cards, please. We be getting this one, and we be getting this one. 7 of Wands right here. And we have the Justice. Look how cute that is. So first of all, I'm noticing that you've had to really defend whatever it is that you are currently doing, or even defend yourself. And this could have evolved into something that maybe you are defensive, which is totally different than defending a cause or even an action. So pile 3, I don't know if this is stating that you are maybe defensive about the broken places in your heart, broken places in your mind, or even broken places in your behavior. You could have some form of like fractured thinking, or a different way of looking at things that people don't really quite comprehend. And yet they're about to actually learn who you really are. I feel like it is now a time just to continue standing strong, and like, you don't have to, you know, this is defending yourself. So if that is what we're talking about, then this is your pile. You could, yeah, I feel like for this pile, you could, I'm getting a lot of people looking at you weird, like maybe even berating you. And with this, I feel like this could be your passion. So it could be something you're excited about. Maybe you play D&D, or maybe, yeah, you're like a dungeon master, or maybe you teach other people how to be that, or perhaps you are a tarot reader, or I don't know. But whatever it is that you do, I feel like it might be very unconventional, very much different than what the other bears do, right? And therefore, it does draw attention, and people might be quite puzzled. Now, the mistake in that is that I feel like at times you've dimmed your light with this figure here almost being match-like. And I feel like this is an attempt for other people to say, hey, dim your light. You're a little bit too bright, or you're shining a little bit too wrong, or that's not the way to do it. And this is a time for you to, I mean, if this vase was intact, it would not be in a museum. It would not even be featured to be like, oh, you're like everything else that came off of the assembly line. But this is completely different. And so you're definitely different. You are meant to shine differently, do things differently. And it's, not for anyone to curtail and control your actions or dim your light. And I feel like you've had to do that for quite a bit. And also, I'm hearing that you feel like the things that you, maybe you speak slowly, or you don't like, I don't retain very well. I don't retain information very well. It's like, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And so in my old age, I've learned how to work with what I have. But you could be somebody who has wounds like that. Like, oh gosh, maybe I'm not smart, or maybe I don't retain, or I just read that and I can't recall it. That could be something sensitive for you. And people could kind of try to poke through that and, make comments, or that could have been a topic of maybe even at a job site or family or both. And it just could be simply because people don't really quite understand, they're not built like you. Now, I will say that if you've had a lot of trauma in your life and you've had to tape yourself up, piece yourself together, and I've had that, then I will say that the temporary memory thing for me was a godsend when I was growing up. It was very helpful for traumatic events, and I won't even get into it, but y'all know, if you know, you know. So I'm going to say that right then was something that really helped me to be able to survive and to even have a life currently. But when you get to be an adult, as I found, it's not beneficial. And so now it's not necessarily like a habit, but it definitely is something that it's limited my capacity anyways. So that's just an example. But I feel like if there are any wounds right here, I feel like Spirit is saying you are made special in those places that are broken. If you feel like your mind is broken, if you feel like your heart is broken, if you feel like your body is broken, it doesn't cooperate, if you feel like even your spirit is broken and it isn't quite what it should be, and you're like disappointed and you compare yourself to everybody else. Yeah. Wow. Okay, got the Lovers. So I feel like this is what makes you special and unique. And definitely, there is a time, and the time is right now, to defend yourself and ward off, because you're standing on higher ground, okay? And right here, you are having justice. My whole point to that rant that took 6 minutes and 39 seconds to tell you is that you could be somebody who have undergone a lot of injustices. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, I have the Tower card. This is probably one of my favorite Tower cards, if I had a favorite one. So I feel like you could have experienced a lot of Tower moments, a lot of the rug being yanked from under your feet, a lot of darkness, a lot of things only shine when they burn to the ground kind of a thing. And I mean that metaphorically, right? We're not promoting arson on this channel, not at all. Pile number 3, I'm going to say that this has not been an easy time for you. I feel like maybe perhaps there could have been times where you've been overlooked, misunderstood, judged, unfairly judged, I heard. I feel like people don't have the whole story, and nor do they need it, right? People could even not notice like what's being torn down or torn away from you at different points in your life. And I feel like that's when you have been able to kind of pick up and shine the most. If you really think about it, when you've been under the most duress, you've been able to kind of flip the script and really grow and gain more perspective than you ever had. But I feel like each time that the tower has burned down for you, or come down for you. It's been unjust, to say the least, right? Nobody likes that. Nobody likes like having a home taken away or foreclosed, or a car, or relationships coming apart, or people that you really trusted finding out that they betrayed you through word or deed or both, or everything just unraveling. And I feel like you've gotten these epiphanies, and Spirit's saying that you have learned so much through your quote mistakes. And really, this is the school of life, right? And so with the Father of Wands right here, this is that you are gaining a passion and an excitement and an ability to figure out exactly what it is that you want, and how to incorporate and integrate all of your past quote mistakes and things, the trials and tribulations that you've endured, in order to move forward. And I feel like there's great justice in that, because why? The card says justice. But also, I think that you're coming into a balance with a positive and negative polarity. I feel like you're making peace with you, with who you are and how you think, and how different you are. Maybe your background is totally unrelatable to anyone else, especially around your peers or coworkers, whatever the case may be. But I think that you're making peace with that. And I feel like you are starting to see that, wow, that was like something hardcore that I endured, and like I'm still standing, right? I'm still alive. I'm able to talk about things, and even more so, I have a different perspective than other people who are completely not within your league. I'm just going to say it like that. Now, with the Justice card, this could be a legal matter or legal issue that turns up because of what transpired in your past. This could be someone else being taken to the law because of what they've done to you. Or maybe you are taking things to court, or somebody's being subpoenaed. I don't know. But I feel like with justice right here, it is going to really bring everything out into the open. And I feel like you are going to, feel like everything is fair. I just saw the number 1010. And this, oh, hello, what is this? You're gaining clarity on the Two of Cups, on people who really have your back, who's close to you. This could be like a soulmate. Some people think, they say that. But also, this could be about people that you form close connections with, platonic or otherwise, right? And this is like, wow, you really see me. I almost see words written on this cup. So somebody could be like an engraver, or like to do special things for other people, to engrave gifts and things like that. Oh, with the Lovers card, I forgot about the Lovers. Yeah. This is maybe you are going to also be moving and making a choice to migrate somewhere else so that you can have love. Because the Lovers card is always about making a choice between like an old lover and a new. Usually between somebody who's older and younger as well. But this is somebody who has really great connectivity with you. And I think that you are finding your mojo, your voice, okay? And the Father of Swords is all about voice. So not only are you finding your passion, but I feel like what was lacking is you have the ability to speak up and speak out, whereas you didn't before. I don't even have the ability to put this owl up here. But here we are nonetheless talking, right? So with the Father of Wands, I feel like you are actually starting to embody so much more than you were before. You're starting to see like why and how all the fragments came together, because now you can speak your truth. You can, I feel like you're using that voice for good in order to really help other people. People that are, I'm hearing neurodivergent, and people who have maybe mentally, emotionally delayed reactions and things like that. So, you could be on the spectrum. So any of those things, but mental health could be an issue as well. And I feel like you could be helping out those people in those scenarios some way, somehow. And I think that this is going to give you a lot of like emotion and a lot of drive to be able to move forward with what it is that you have to share with the world. Because then it's like, oh, pada, not tada, but pada, because oh my goodness, we waited so long for something positive. We felt so miserable, because other people would come at us for what? For being different, for being broken, for being unusual. Maybe the way you spoke, maybe the way, again, your thought process. I keep getting the thought process is just really different. Even your perspective has been different. And I feel like there's justice at last, to where you're able to see all these pieces coming together and why things transpired the way they did. And it's enabled you to have a voice that is incredibly unique only to you, because you're one of the few that's undergone that kind of thing. Father of Cups right here. So I feel like you're really coming into your own, okay? And I feel like you have the ability to wield your words and emotionally balance yourself with this red beak right here. All of a sudden in Spanish, now this is a bad word in some places, but not from where I'm from. So if it is bad where you're from, I don't mean it that way. But in Puerto Rico, we would say, mira el pico, like, look at his beak, okay? And it's all red. So this leads me to believe that maybe perhaps what you have to say and speak about and give clarity to other people about could be something that inflames them with like anger. Or, yeah, like your words could be like provocative in such a way that it incites fury and combat in other people. But there is a demand for justice, and maybe this is spirit and the cosmos setting things in a balance. And this is you accepting your role that now I have the ability to see. The owls are said that they can actually spin their heads around and see pretty, I think it's 360. Don't quote me on that. I haven't watched the Animal Channel in a long time, and I haven't done my homework quite that well. But you get the point. And plus, being from a higher perspective, I feel like you have the ability to look above and like oversee things and see how it's going to really go. I don't feel like it's a selfish thing at all. I feel like you look after the good of all. And when you do speak, it might feel like an attack on some people, but it's not. Like if you wanted to attack, I feel like you would have more combative energy here. But people can feel like they want to fight you because of it. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be frenemies. I feel like most of all this has to do with people from the past. Now, one thing that I want to share also, you could be somebody like myself, like when I was growing up, I had so much sexual trauma that I couldn't keep anything in my brain. Honestly, that's just where I'm at. So I would literally leave my body and I got called like pet names that were not really nice at all, that I won't be sharing on the channel. But basically it was, it just didn't make me feel good. And I had a reason for what my attention span or lack thereof, right? But it was just really difficult. And I'm not going to say that that was my mistake, but even lessons and wisdom through mistakes in general. I feel like you learn through other people's mistakes as well as your own. And I'm not saying that we're blameless. We all have issues and we all have to improve different parts of our lives. But here we have the Empress. And I feel like this is you becoming whole actually after all of this. And it's been a long journey for you. I think that you are nurturing self, that you are looking towards the future. You're doing what makes you feel. So color pink to me represents innocence and love and purity and fun. And I think that we are engaging in whatever it is that tickles your fancy, that makes you feel like you could be slick as you want. You could maneuver. You can make moves if you want. You can finesse. But I don't feel like ultimately that's who you are. And with the Empress, this is somebody who is really, I feel like, embodying all the queens all at once. And this is salt of the earth. And you have the mental, emotional, spiritual repertoire, did I say that right? To be able to pull out any queen that you need to in order to act on a dime. Yeah, so you've learned a lot in the powers of observation. I feel like that's made you like quick-footed, soft-footed, and those roots run deep. And I feel like you're still kind of nurturing yourself. Typically, the Empress is somebody who is pregnant, but this to me is almost like the little fox's den, hovering over and making sure that her little baby is doing well and taken care of and can sleep well. So you could actually have a baby, or you could have a pet project that is a baby to you, or you could simply be nurturing yourself. All of the above. Now, some way, somehow, with you putting these pieces together and accepting yourself for like who you are and like where you're at currently and making no apologies, I feel like you can actually find love if you're not already in a relationship. If you are currently in a relationship, this can indicate perhaps that you are deepening that bond. But I feel like you've endured a lot of changes, and I feel like you can read a room easily. You can read people's emotions, and even when they're not, they're trying to kind of play cards. And I feel like you're somebody who can reverse Uno people easily if you wanted to, and really tell them what it is that they're up to. But I don't think that you have a malicious bone in your body. I think that fundamentally you've been through so much that that would be the last thing on your mind. But Spirit is putting things in perspective. I feel like you're integrating your positive and negative polarities. The times that you've sided with, yeah, you're right, I'm totally an airhead, or yeah, you're right, I'm not that smart, or yeah, you're right, that was really dumb. Any time that you've sided with people who said negative things about you, who didn't understand or had no compassion about your situation, or weren't able to figure things out because they themselves weren't bright at all. I'm just going to say that you are not aligning with those people any longer, meaning that you're not going to agree with them. You're not going to enter into a contract and say, yeah, you're right about that, or whatever. Those days are over. Now, instead, you are defending yourself. And I feel like they, in turn, are going to understand exactly what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, and exactly what you're made of. And I don't mean that in a threatening way. I mean that in a quite beautiful way. And you could be very mesmerized when I'm not a snake person at all, okay? But these snakes, I mean, you know, when I've watched them on YouTube, it's as close as I want to get to them. I've had a couple in the house because I was snake sitting, but not my thing. But these guys, like, you know, notoriously would kind of quote dance, and they're very mesmerizing. It would just seem like you could lock eyes with them and just kind of forget that they're dangerous, and just, you know, they could just mesmerize you before they strike. And I feel like your dance, meaning the way that you're living your life and conduct yourself and the path that you are currently walking on, can be so incredibly mesmerizing that people actually forget themselves. You could have people that actually have like a mental lapse, and they're saying something and all of a sudden they forget, or they're watching something and they totally space out because you've captured like some part of them. And it's not like they're concerned with your aesthetics per se, but they're really thinking about like fusing two and two together and how things kind of make sense, or how they never thought about this from that perspective, or how they never thought that the underdog, the person who was maybe talked down upon in front of them or whatever, had this to give. And I feel like you are also teaching other people lessons with your perceived brokenness. But again, we're not thinking in those terms anymore. This is what sets you apart, and this is what makes you shine and makes you worthy of being in a museum. Not that we want that, but I'm just saying. So if you're liking this kind of reading, do please give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and enjoy integrating yin and yang. I think that's going to be really cool for you. Much love, a big ol' hug to you, and until next time, namaste.